That's fine. That's fine. I mean, we are all new here, so I mean, as long as all of the technical stuff goes, we'll go with the flow. So what I'm gonna do is, guys, in any case, I was about to install vSphere client, so this is what we need. We need a Windows machine. We need a ESXi host. So so Windows machine, your IP addresses should be there. You should be able to ping all these machines. So basics, we need to rule out all of the basic issues. So now I'm gonna log in. Okay, so I am logged into this server. Now on this server, the basic thing we need to do, everyone, do the basic checks before you are trying to configure VMware Workstation. So basic tests are these, that my IP address on ESXi is 100.50. On my Windows server, it is 100.10. All I need to do, first, my basic checks are that my network cards are on host only. Second thing, I would check my ESXi host. This is on NAT, and NAT. So which means from this Windows machine, I won't be able to ping ESXi. So first of all, they should all be on host only. This should be understandable to everyone. Right? So what I'm gonna do, so my Windows is on host only, and I'm gonna change my network card on ESXi host to host only.
VCP on the domain, but you just start with the static address, so I just.
That's fine. We don't need DHCP for now. There is no need for DHCP. Yes.
It should be the same. Like if I'm using the NAT, it's okay. Like NAT, should I switch to the host?
That's fine. If NAT is pingable, that is all good. It is excellent. Why I am changing it? Because my network is host only. Okay. So if all of your machines are on bridged, they should all be on bridged. If just the same network. So I'm gonna check my basics. So ping my ESXi host. Guys, if you can do that, I mean, with me, that would be excellent as well. Even if it is working, just do these basic tests. So it's not pinging yet. So what else I need to check? I need to check.
You need to check your network. You always have something.
I need to check my firewalls. Firewalls are off. Firewalls are off on Windows machine. Secondly, the IP address on this machine is 100.10, and on this machine is 100.50. Guys, another issue that you might face in VMware Workstation, because there are multiple cards on this ESXi host. What I can do for the time being, I can disconnect all of these multiple network cards and just leave one connected. Why? Because the other network cards are on NAT, and this card is only on host only. It might be trying to replying back from NAT, and NAT is different from host only. So these are just those basic little issues that you can see even in the real environment, because servers have multiple network cards there. So here again, I'm gonna ping, and it is pinging now. So my issue was there were other multiple network cards that I disconnected for now, and I have only one card, and both card on ESXi and my DC, they're both on host only. So this is one thing. So now my basics are fine, my networking is fine. The very next thing that I need to do is to install vSphere client on this. Now there are a number of ways to install vSphere client on this. One is first of all, before even installing vSphere client, I would need to verify connectivity of ESXi host to this machine. Now with IP, it was pinging. With IP, it was pinging, but I still need to see that if ESXi host is responding back to me. And how would I do that? I would go to Internet Explorer, and within Internet Explorer, I would now try to connect to this IP address. Now, if ESXi host is properly configured, guys, not even properly, its IP addresses are properly working, you should be able to see this screen. I've just connected to IP address. So IP address, and then you would go here, it should give you this screen. Now this screen means your ESXi host is installed properly. So I did two verification here. I did basic verification. So steps. Made sure two machines, one Windows Server, Windows 2008, second one ESXi host. Third, we verified connectivity. We faced the issue. We did face an issue here. Issue was faced a network issue. Guys, this is how we document even in the real environment. If I'm working in a real environment, in SCCM, in Exchange, in VMware, I would keep on documenting myself. I have a Word file called daily log. In daily log, I keep everything, each and everything that starts from 9 a.m. in the morning and my day finishes at 5 p.m. I have everything in my log. So what do I have in my log? All these small little things. Why? Because in real environment, maybe a week after, 2 weeks after, as a contractor, they will come back to you and they will ask you, what have you done in the last few weeks? I don't know what have you done in the last few weeks. So if you have your logs, these type of things, and this is what, I mean, you logged in and you faced this issue. And fixing this issue, it took you about 15 minutes. What was your resolution? My resolution was disable multiple network cards. Disable multiple network cards. So you disable your multiple. So guys, as being a contractor, we all need to keep daily log. Just name it daily log and start logging everything, all this information. So this is what we did. So first of all, we verified IP connectivity, and second thing, we verified ESXi host. ESXi host. How did we verify it? We tried connecting from Internet Explorer. We went to the IP address. We connected to the IP address of the server. And it should show us this screen. It should show us this screen. If this screen is not there, it means it's not working. There is something wrong with your ESXi host. For example, I have a second ESXi host, this one. I have a second ESXi host and it's not started. It's not started, and it's not started. So if I try to connect to it, obviously it's not started. It would give me error message. My second ESXi host is 192, 168, and it is 60. So 60 should give you a page cannot be found. So guys, if we go these step-by-step approach, we will never forget. It is all logical steps that we are going through. So since it will give us error message, since it will give us, so here it's just trying to go onto internet. So guys, here, so first of all we verified. And secondly, it is now, guys, it's time to install vSphere client. It's time to install vSphere client. Now installing vSphere client can be done in few ways. One is that we can download vSphere client. We can download vSphere client right from the screen. But guys, remember, When you try to download a vSphere client right from this machine, it needs internet. It does not, your ESXi host does not have, whose mobile is this? Whose machine is this? Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. So guys here, download, and whose mobile is this? Okay. So guys here, now you need a vSphere client. There are few ways to download vSphere client. One is directly from connecting to ESXi host. For example, if you go into a real environment and you need to install vSphere client, you should not ask for a CD. Oh, I need a CD to give me a CD. I mean, if you ask for a CD, it means you don't know that it can be directly installed from the internet and it's free. vSphere client, there are no charges. And how do you install it? You would connect from here. But for that, guys, we should always remember that this is going over the internet. So if you just move your mouse over this link, and right here, this tooltip shows you that it is trying to go to VMware website, and from there it would download this client. So what is the second way of doing it? This is one way of doing it. From, yes, exactly, from vCenter CD. So this is, I'm going to go with the second way, and the second way is I would mount a CD in my machine here, and I need a CD for vCenter. So I would go to my ISOs, and within ISOs, I would go here, and this is my vCenter CD. You should all have it. Once it is mounted, it would give you two types of vSphere client installation. One, web client. The second one is the legacy client. Yes.
So you have a unrelated question.
Yes.
Windows 2008 support USB 3?
Windows 2008 support USB 3 R2. Yes. R2.
I have USB 3 that didn't work. This one works.
That might be just VM drivers. There might be not the yes. Just install VMware tools inside, or upgrade them. It should work. Yes. Sorry, again. It's not resolving the hostname from Windows machine. Yes, it won't, because it is not registered in DNS. So for now, we are doing everything from IP address. For now, we are doing everything from. So guys, here, my second way of installing vSphere client is this, which is this. I would run the vCenter CD, and as you can see here, I can see VMware vSphere client. And here, I have a second client. It is a web client is here. Guys, web client is used with the vCenter installation, but for now, all we need is a vSphere client. So we would go download and install vSphere. It's not downloading, it is installing right from the CD. Yes. So vCenter is all this. So here, from here to here, this is all vCenter. So Amir, this is in vSphere 5.5. It's a bit changed from version 4, version 5, because in version 4 and 5, vCenter was a separate server. But now in 5.5, vCenter is combined with single sign-on, with web client, with inventory services, and vCenter. So what I mean to say is, yes, although it seems like vCenter is this, the last option, but it's not. vCenter cannot work without these three options. So it's kind of these components work all together. This is why this all comes under vCenter heading.
So if you install the web client, it's going to install the vCenter too?
No. If you just go with just web client, it would install just a web client. But vCenter cannot work without installing single sign-on and inventory services. And Amir, our next topic is vCenter. So this is quickly, I'm just reviewing. I'll just hold your question for a moment, and then I'll come back to this. Okay? So here, guys, I'm installing vSphere client 5.5. It is being installed. Once it is installed, what it would do is, so cannot be installed on a domain controller. So since this machine is a domain controller, it won't let me install it on a domain controller. So what I'm going to do is, I think, let's see. Yes, it is. It's not installed. So I'm going to jump onto my other server. So in 5.5, guys, in 5.5, just like we discussed before, on domain controller, you cannot install any vCenter components. Before, it used to be version 5, we were able to install vCenter or domain controller, but here, no chance. So here, I'm going to go back to another Windows server. Within Windows Server, I'm going to log in. Yes.
The reason why?
Yes, there is a reason. The reason is, so guys, what is the reason? What is the reason? Why can't we install vCenter on a domain controller? Anyone? Security is lesser reason. It is kind of warning, but it should be able to install. Yes.
Is it the ports?
No.
Traffic?
It is kind of ports, but that's not the right answer. I mean, complete answer.
But if the DC down, then
Hmm?
I was saying traffic.
No, traffic is not an issue.
Services. Would the server be the database in those centers?
Database can exist with a domain controller. Yes.
So it means everything down. You can't take the stuff.
I mean, that is not even the hardcore option. Hardcore reason. Sorry? Not even a best practice. I mean, it's a best practice, guys. So this is the reason, guys. The reason is this. The reason is that on a domain controller, you have Active Directory, right? On a domain controller, you have Active Directory. And when you install a vCenter, it installs as single sign-on services. When it installs single sign-on services, guys, these single sign-on services are installed with ADLDS, Active Directory Lightweight Directory Services. And when you have Active Directory on a server, on that server, you cannot have ADLDS. You can have either one of them, either ADLDS or Active Directory Services. That is the reason why you cannot have now vCenter 5.5 on a domain controller. Now, vCenter 5 did not have these things. So in vCenter 5, if I can show you here, vCenter 5 did not have these options. vCenter 5 was a simple install. 5.1 had these options. They started in 5.1 single sign-on. So guys, this is single sign-on. I can't hear everyone. Second one, web client. Third one, inventory services. So guys, inventory service, single sign-on was introduced first time is 5.1. But in 5.1, there was no hardcore option for having ADLDS with Active Directory. In 5.1, single sign-on was combined with Active Directory. Whereas in 5.5, it doesn't combine with Active Directory, but install its own directory services that joins Active Directory. So the question was, why we cannot install vCenter on a domain controller? The reason is that vCenter needs ADLDS, and where you have ADLDS, there cannot be Active Directory. Or if there is Active Directory, there cannot be ADLDS. You can have one directory services on one machine. So that's the reason. Okay, so guys, now I'm going to go on to my other Windows machine, and on this Windows machine, I have a vSphere client. So here, how did I install it? I just mounted the CD. Here. So I think most of you have installed vSphere client. So I just mounted the CD, and which is my vCenter CD. It should be part of a vCenter CD. You just run the setup. It's just a very simple install. Just next, and your vSphere client is installed. Guys, the next step is that you open vSphere client. Do you have Windows Server? ESXi? Are they pinging with each other? So let's mount the vCenter CD and make sure we can install vSphere client. Ashik, your machine still have issues?
Yeah, but it's like on VMware it doesn't start. Not like I installed free machine on that.
The VMware doesn't start?
VMware does start, but when I start my ESXi, like it says always physical running.
Okay, even with Windows machines?
Even with Windows machine.
Even with, so it's that box with a lot of writing?
Yeah.
So that is just the upgrade. You need to upgrade your VMware workstation. So all you need to do is go here. See, you need to go to help and just run this software updates, and within software updates you need to click check for updates. Right after that it would ask you to install version 11. Cancel that, but as soon as you cancel it will give you another option to download updates. Just run this. It would uninstall your VMware workstation and reinstall it. So that's not related to servers, ESXi, it is just VMware workstation. Okay guys, once vSphere client is installed, all you need to do is to run vSphere client and it would give you this screen. So guys, it gives you this screen. Now let's read this message here. The message says, in vSphere 5.5, all vSphere features are available only through vSphere web client. So this is their preferred client. The traditional vSphere client will continue to operate supporting the same features as version 5, but not exposing any of the new features of 5.5. So this would work, but it won't give you the latest feature. So all I need to do is, how do I connect to my ESXi host? All I need to do is type the IP address. So you would need to connect to 50. And what account do I need? Root account. Why would I need a root account? Because it is the admin account in Unix and Linux. Excellent. So here it is some stars, our standard password. Once it is connected, we'll go through these options, guys. So guys, here the thing is, Ahmed has a valid reason. If he's not able to use YouTube, that's fine. I'm gonna upload them in Dailymotion. But my concern here is that everyone should be able to do all the homework. So there has to be homework. Why? Because we have to do something at home as well. Because if you look at the book is this thick. The book is this thick. So I'll try to cover the most important stuff. And what we need to do is, guys, we all know that we are kind of away from traditional training. Why? Because we need to have the most important stuff on our fingertips. So there can be only two ways, guys. I mean, I know this is not only Ahmed's concern, there are some other people's concern might be, but I just want to make it clear. There are two ways of these trainings. One, that I start with a slide, just keep on reading the slide and just finish the slide so that I can feel like that, oh, that I took money from you and I should just deliver you the training. But I don't want to do it. I need to have everything on your fingertips, guys. And the only way we can achieve it, work together here. So there will be homework and we all need to finish it. So here it is not connecting, it is not letting me connect. So why? Because this is my second machine. Let me check my basics. This is again NAT. So on this machine, okay. No, actually this is my second machine. So let me check. So first of all, my network was wrong because my ESXi host was sitting on NAT, whereas this machine it was on host only, it is on NAT, so I'm changing this first. And secondly, I need to check my IP address. In order to check my IP address is 100.20. And now let me try to ping it. So I would again ping it. Guys, even in real environment, you would see these issues and we will fix them exactly in the same manner. You would go through the basics again, check your network, check your connectivity, check your firewalls. So here, again, one more time, I would try to ping. And it is pinging now. Now I'll go to my vSphere client. All I need to do is to use root account since it is a Linux Unix machine. And then password. Now, right after this, what it does, guys, it tries to install, it needs a certificate. So this warning message is just for a certificate. Even most of the real environments, we would ignore this. Even in most of the real environment, we would ignore this. So here, you would ignore and just move forward. It would still let you connect. But guys, the big question is, since you ignored it, did it still use the certificate? Answer is yes. It did use a certificate, but it's a self-signed certificate. So guys, this was the goal of the last week's assignment. We should all be here on this. Most of the, it's not very difficult. It's really easy as long as your ESXi is accessible. So now today's goal starts today. So this was a reviewer, and now we're gonna understand what is inside this host, how to read this screen. Because if you know how to read the screen, that makes you a specialist on this product. If you don't know how to read the screen, if you don't know how to look at the summary, if you don't know how to configure stuff in this, then you just know a preliminary knowledge. It doesn't make you an expert. Guys, we'll take a 10 minutes break here, and right after the break, we'll start with exploring ESXi host. Some of you who are not on the screen, make sure that you're there. Seek help, ask questions, and whoever can help out others as well.
In Psycho, we have a couple of hundreds in the VM. What we ignore. Yeah, when you are logging in, we were doing it.
No, the certificate.
Yeah, it's a couple of maybe 300, 200 machines are there. But even clusters, a lot of important refinery stuff are there, we still ignore. But now they are moving to 5.5 people.
You're talking about the
Login script client?
yes, and then it asks you for the certificate and you ignore. Yes, that's the only
normally
लेकिन कभी-कभी जब हमें अपनी ये तो वो कंप्लेंट करते हैं इसको एक जगह पे रुकना चाहिए था आपसे ऐसा
जॉब पे ये है जितना मैं पीछे
आपको याद है कौन सा
पहले मैंने सोचा ये था कि मैं डूबल के हालात में खराब हो गए थे कि मैंने
पासवर्ड दिया अभी एक सेपरेट इंस्टॉल
तो मैंने क्या हुआ है मैंने ना
नहीं तो वी सेंटर में उससे पहले ये होगा फिर ये आपसे पहले
उसमें ना मैं ये सोच रहा हूँ कि निकालते हैं तो या फिर ये तो बस हम थोड़ा सा
नहीं है लेकिन यहाँ पे फंसना है तो बस इसको कैसे करें
उतनी देर में अपना होमवर्क कर लें उसके बाद बाकी तो काम करने हैं फुल टाइम इन्वॉल्व होना पड़ेगा फुल टाइम इन्वॉल्व होना पड़ेगा फुल उसके अलावा कोई गुजारा और छुट्टी मिलती है अगर छुट्टी के चार्जेस हैं तो छुट्टी लेके छुट्टी है आपके 3 हफ्ते ऐसे ही छुट्टी ऐसी नहीं मिलेगी और नहीं मिलेगी जाना पड़ेगा वर्चुअल ये नहीं बोलिएगा वो दिल में बोल वर्चुअल टू है वर्चुअल नहीं वो मेरे पास वैलिड है ये मेरे पास वैलिड है क्या कुछ साल हो गए 2-3 हफ्ते की छुट्टी होगी मैंने आपका पैकेज किया 2 से 3 हफ्ते की छुट्टी और ये हायर नवंबर में किया उससे पहले मैं एजेंसी के थ्रू था आप उन्होंने हायर किया तो हायर करने के बाद फिर भी बात करके बन रहा वो आज मार्च में मुझे वो मेडिकल वगैरह बेनिफिट तो छुट्टी दो फिर मुश्किल लेने की दूंगा अगर मैंने दूसरी शादी करनी फिर शायद तो आपने क्यों करनी है आप भी नहीं करनी आपकी बेटे की अभी तो शादी करवाना शुरू करो कल शादी वैलिड होता है हमारे पास
This one is the night side. Same as all the free courses for years.
So it's right here. It says the getting started host will now close. You can close and restore all getting started tabs by selecting the option in the client settings dialog box under edit menu. Yes, so it's right there.
This is the nice website. We have about 50 courses, free courses.
Oh, free. Okay.
Okay. A long time I registered with them.
Okay, that's excellent. Yes, it's all free courses.
ये जो मार्च चले मैं फिर ऐसे ही कर सकता हूँ वाली गुड है मिड मार्च तक मिड मार्च से अप्रैल में ये 2-3 महीने इंशाल्लाह फुल लगा के करें इंटरव्यू ले तीसरा या चौथा इंटरव्यू
So these courses are paid. About 50 courses for members.
Yeah. Okay. So they give you free codes, huh?
And so many things give you. And you can get 5 years.
Yeah. Oh wow.
See all these things, free courses, certificates, and they have lab too.
Yep. They have lab too. Microsoft built a new virtual lab. It's all very good.
Yeah, I have it. Every system one, I put it differently.
Yeah, I can see that you have all folders built there. Yeah. Too many things to study. You're right. Whatever you study, and you say, "Oh shit, I missed that part. I need to study that too." Oh, 3.5.
I think 3.4, then to
4.5.
no. Server 2. No, not this one.
Not the VM. Oh, Microsoft.
4, then 2003, then 12. I am going to do maybe, but I'm not sure. I have to do. Mainly I was working, I never did the courses. Only practical, 6 weeks, everything practical. My class. And so all over the world was also my company before that they change it after certain time differently, so it's good. That you learn. Yeah, man, I was Everything is going on in the cloud. That is the problem.
We think.
So this is
What other some
Okay, guys, quick.
That's it. Thank you.
Realmente esto no quiere
लेकिन आज का होगा पूरा प्लीज आपको प्रॉब्लम आपको चेक कर ऐसी कौन सी बड़ी
मशीन को मुझे चाहिए भी मशीन को मुझे चाहिए भी मशीन को अधिक
Okay, guys, quick. So,
all these are default uses. So when you create one, there will be a couple of default users.
yes. So I'm gonna go through this now. So, guys, what we need to do is, where is everyone, guys? Hello.
Yeah, I'm working as a sunlight. It is in downtown also, but I go to one. That drive is better than coming. Living in.
Okay. So, guys, what we did so far, we verified ESXi host, and then next one, everyone, next one, Next one is we mounted vCenter CD and installed vSphere client. Once vSphere client is installed, number 6, once vSphere client is installed, number 6 is we connected to ESXi host through vSphere client. Through vSphere client. So this is my screen. This is the vSphere client screen, and this is the real vSphere client screen here, right? So the real one is this one.
I like this one better.
Okay. So your question is? Okay. Which one is the real one? The real one is right here on the board. So guys, now let's see how to read this screen. I mean, in all these environments, when you go to, you will be working with this screen. This is the same screen that you will see in vCenter as well, because vCenter itself cannot be connected. We always connect to vCenter through this client, always through this client. So let's go through this client here now. So in this, just a second.